neighborhood. Slowly but surely,
Okay.
you'll forget that's even there.
All right, ready? Crazy. Listen, I just came from work, skated over here while I dropped the baby off. All right. Hello, everyone. Listen. Hello, everyone. This is your girl, Angie Winder, here on the Restoring the Village Project show. I'm about to say page. Just another Tuesday to be here in the building with some positivity that we always want to make sure that we push into our community. And what better way is it to have on this particular week, right before the ceasefire weekend? We have two events that we want to spotlight, and we have some of the organizers here, and I'm going to introduce them, but I just want to say thank you for tuning in. Also, if you are tuning in, make sure that you share this video, put it in some groups, you know, maybe somebody can and benefit from this or have some information about this. So please make sure you push the share button, okay? So I like interaction. Also, you can call us. The phone number is 404-436-1277. I'll put it in the comments, but let's do some interaction. So I have two events that I'm going to be spotlighting. One is, and they both are dear to me. So one is in my district, okay, and that is the York Road Peace Walk Healing Fair. And so we have Miss T here that's going to be talking about that. Whoop, 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 whoop. All right. Miss T is amazing in my district. She's like that village mom. And so we're going to talk about some things that she's been doing and what inspired her to organize or actually, assist in putting this together. We also have another event that we're going to be talking about, and that is the first annual Park Heights Peace March and Block Party. I said, hey, one is over east and one is over west, but they both have the same thing that we're going to talk about, and that's pushing peace into our streets. And that is also in conjunction of trying to, recognize the Baltimore ceasefire weekend. So we're going to do that, and we have with us two organizers, two of many, right? And that is Danelle. I still said it. Danelle and Jimmy. So thank you. All right. So this is the Baltimore ceasefire weekend coming up the 3rd through the 5th, right? Okay. And I know that you both or all are missing the meeting, so thank you for coming on. Sorry, everybody. sorry.
I can't even show my face. It's been so long.
Hopefully we won't be too long. But I want to thank y'all for coming on. And if you want to just introduce yourself, we kind of can go around and you can just introduce yourself, and then we'll go right into the event. Miss T. I'll put her on the spot. And thank you for all that you do.
Yeah. Hi. I'm T. I run Village Mentality LLC.
And that is new. Let me just tell you. I love it. I love it.
Village Mentality LLC is a community outreach consulting business. Yeah, that's me. I'm a mom of 4. Married to a wonderful husband.
Hey! I watch her page and I know that she's a little shy right now, but this woman here is so powerful. A lot of things that she's doing, just to see her organization come to life and how she's pushed so many organizations. If you've seen me put the flyer out, she's pulled together so many organizations to come together for Thursday. So I'm really excited about that. And then Jimmy, you want to introduce yourself?
Thank you. My name's Jimmy, clearly. I'm a community organizer with Stand Up Baltimore, and the facilitator for a community engagement and leadership program at Sisters Saving the City out in Park Heights. We've called Baltimore Freedom School. We focus on youth leadership.
Okay, all right. And Danelle.
Hi. Danelle Penda here. I am the program director at Sisters Saving the City in Park Heights. And I am the founder of Excellence and Ambition.
Oh, great. Now look at this. We're gonna all kind of work together after the day, right?
Yes.
That's the idea.
Now, how ironic is it that you're both kind of doing a peace walk or march or whatever you want to call it, but it's still getting everybody in your community together. One is in my district and one is in the district that I grew up in. So I'm so appreciative to actually bring this together and to know that you don't know each other, you know. So I'm always doing that on the spot things, but that's how we work together, and that's part of what, you know, Restoring the Village is about. Your event on Thursday, Ms. T, what can they expect? Because you did say it's a healing fair as well. Can you explain that?
So what I wanted to do, I've been wanting to do like a mental health fair anyway.
Okay.
So when and I did a Stop the Violence rally 2 years ago, and with everything that was going on, I started getting mad again. When I get mad, I do stuff. So I started getting mad again, and I was like, you know what? We need to just take a stand. And then another organization that I work very closely with, they jumped right on to help. And from there, it just kind of evolved into, you know, all of these organizations that I've worked with in the past, just like, hey, Miss T, can we set up a table? What you set the table up for? What, we just marching. Well, no, we could. And then next thing I know, it was like this healing fair. It was a fair, and I was just like, I don't know what to call it. They were like, we're gonna call it the healing fair. I said, okay, I'm with that. And I the goal was to bring those organizations together, because in all of the work that I do, I send people to these organizations all the time, and it always amazes me that they've never heard of these places. And these are the places that have the free services that they offer to the community. So
look at that. Sounds familiar, right?
Yes.
So what made you all get started in the Park Heights? Is this it says first annual, so
well, Miss Catherine Cooper Nicholas is the founder of Sister Saving the City. Okay. And while we were planning for our summer camp, we run after school and summer camp programming for young people aged 13 through 21. We were planning the summer, and she says, you know, I'm just all the violence. I just can't. You know what? We're going to do a march. We're going to march down Park Heights. We're going to march. And this was in December. Okay. When we were getting ready. We start planning, you know, in the winter for the summer. And I said, okay, Miss Catherine, well, how are we going to do that? She said, I don't know, but we're going to do it. We're going to make it happen. I said, yes, ma'am. And then I contacted Jimmy.
I said, Jimmy going to do it, right?
About coming on this summer and, you know, lending his expertise in activism and community activism and all that great stuff. And I said, Miss Catherine said.
She's on the phone saying it, and at that point, right? You don't say anything, but yes, ma'am.
I got to meet her.
I got you.
Y'all got Miss Catherine on the west. We got
yes. And he said, okay, I guess we got to do it. I said, all right, let's go do it. And then, you know, from there, that's how it happened, you know?
So one of the things that I really appreciate from your march is that you stated that it was youth-led. And then we're going to bring them on, and, you know, when we take a break later in the show, but that right there is very important to incorporate, you know, the youth. So kudos to them. I can't wait. They're on the sideline. I'm not looking over there. But they are doing some amazing things too. And when I hear the babies are involved, you know it's going to be something, right? So, and they're both free events.
Yes.
Oh, everything's free.
And they can get what out of it. I know the fair. Are they gonna?
We're trying to figure it out with the rain, but the plan is to have light refreshments. Somebody will be there doing some healing work, Reiki with us, and the other community organizations will be there to give out information, let people know what services they provide, where you can find them, where you can reach them.
I always like when there's a walk or a march. I'm not gonna lie, I sit there and I'm like, oh gosh, but I love when it's something tangible that's gonna be given. and something they can take. So the fact that you're having resources available, and I'm sure they're going to give that information, is amazing. And I'm sure that you're going to be doing the same. So that's how we connect. We get the community together, and then we have to give them something to continue to come back, you know, continue to do. And you made a statement. I was listening. I didn't get all of it, but you stated that basically being consistent and continue to do it, you know, over and over. Because if we just do it just for this one March, you know, it was just a show, or it was just a whatever. But I love the fact that you said that we had to continue to do it, you know.
Consistency and accountability.
Yeah, so I like that, and that is so appreciative. So yes, the first annual is going to be and it's going to be lovely. I know a lot of people in the Park Heights community. I know there's a lot of events going on also just for the weekend. So I'm hoping that people that, you know, will support one or the other, and as the East and the West Side, you know, and a host of other events. So I'm really excited. How about, because we're talking about the whole ceasefire, I won't be able to be there, but I will be, Restoring the Village will be one of the sponsors for August 4th. That's a Saturday. And that's Seeds of Promise is presenting a Super Soaker Battle in Drew Hill Park.
Oh, that's fun.
So, yes. I said I was going to put this out. I was hoping he would call later, but if he does, we're going to talk about it some more. But Seeds of Promise, again, presents Super Soaker Battle, and it's going to be at Drew Hill Park, 1 to 3 p.m. Bring your super soakers and let's get wet, you know, and let's do things in a positive way and have fun. It is in conjunction with Restoring the Village Project, One More, One Less mentoring program, Bro Code, Catherine Family and Youth Services, Brothers in Actions, Heart Smiles, Leaders of a Beautiful Struggle, the Be More group. I say all of that to say that it goes back to my saying, it takes a village, and it takes all of us working together. Your resources, your youth, different organizations. So I'm excited about a peaceful weekend of bringing the community together. It's something that we can continue to do regardless and all throughout the year, but just emphasizing on the things that people are doing, because sometimes we hear a lot of negativity, right? So we want to emphasize that so many people are working hard day in and day out. I mean, 360, you know, they're just going, right? They are going. One of the other things that I wanted to emphasize on is, even if you're not involved, and this is for anyone who's listening, even if you're not involved, get involved, link up with an organization, attend an event. I go to events and I'm just like in heaven. I tell my daughter, I tell her I'm gonna be there for 30 minutes, and then it's like the whole entire event, you know? So I'm really excited about, you know, the Healing Fair, Thursday, the Peace Walk, and also your event will be on Friday. So there's a lot of things to do on Saturday. If anyone needs to see any events that are going on for this weekend, I do know that Baltimore Ceasefire 365 page, they list all the events that we can you know, support. And again, these are organizations that are going out and you know, putting things together to get the community together. I do like the fact that, you know, there's a spot where you can look at all of the events. So, you know, you choose one that's nearby, that's near you. Now, what really, I always like to hear the how, you know, the where did it come from? So what inspired you all to do a march or to bring the community together? We can start with Jimmy. Jimmy looks like he's ready. Jimmy.
I'm never ready. So I had, picking like a single source of like why is, I think, always going to be like missing the mark at least a little bit, because it's going to, whatever ends up happening is the result of everyone I'm collaborating with, everyone that's there to make it happen. And like a lot of it is handing over the reins of whatever it is that's going to happen to the people involved. But for me, I think a lot of my motivation for what Danielle and I and different folks from Excellence and Ambitions, so Saving the City and Stand Up Baltimore, end up doing every ceasefire weekend. Because we have, since the first one, we always have an event on Friday and an event on Saturday. A lot of the like renewed motivation, the initial stuff, again, I don't know, but the renewed stuff is like a conversation I had with one of my friends. It was about like a song on the radio. I can't remember what it was, but I was frustrated. It was when Damn first dropped from Kendrick Lamar, and he has like, he's celebrated as this like very conscious like rapper, even though he shouldn't be labeled as such, right? And he has this line about like cellulite on a young woman, and I was like, he's celebrated for this, that, and the third, but like at the end of the day, there's still a lot of like problems with how he's talking about women, and why aren't we also talking about like within this particular genre of music? And my friend was like, when you turn that music on at an event, like people are happy, right? Isn't stopping the happiness to have that kind of conversation like missing the point? And like as an organizer, like that hit a lot closer to home than I think my friend realized it was going to. Because for me, the tragedy is how often, like when I was coming up, I had it the same way, where like I didn't have the opportunity to have fun. Like I didn't have it easy, and to see that like recycled over and over and over again,
I had to break the cycle.
And so like to me, it isn't like should the music be edited or not, or what the exact content is. It's that like when you offer food from a barbecue and turn like get a good DJ and turn music on, like you have people from all ages and all backgrounds just having a blast. And I think that's the conversation you caught earlier, where we were all talking about consistency. Like for me, it's like, what can I do to support a neighborhood in a way that it wants to be supported, to open up a space where like everyone's just, at least for a night, allowed to have fun, you know? And I think that worries, a lot of the motivation is that, like, let's just bring out the biggest speakers that we can find, and as many girls as we can find, see who's gonna give us burgers, because we don't have any money.
We're gonna figure that part out later, right?
And see what kind of fun we can have. So yeah, I think again, like that's a lot of the renewed motivation for me.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And I like that you're just basically, in a nutshell, stepping out on faith. You're like, I know what we want to do. We're going to do it. And we'll figure out how we're going to get the hamburgers and everything else later, right? But I just want to have a safe space for the community. So I like that. I like that response. And what would you say would be like your motivation, or what inspires you to come up with this, Ms. T? And she be the one to like take your ear, like get in class now.
So 2 years ago, and I was really just getting started in this work in the community. Young man, I was working at the store. My kids were going to Guilford, and it's right down the street from the store that I worked at. It's all on York Road, and I heard the shot, but I didn't know. And somebody came running in my store, and they were like, such and such just got shot. I said, what? I didn't, it didn't sound, but then when I went outside and I see this young man laying in a pool of his blood, it broke me a little bit, because he was one of the first ones. When I was doing my cleanups, I was like, hey, I need you to, help me out. He was like, I got you, T, I got you. He was always real supportive of what I do. So to see him laying there like that, and it took a while for him to pass. And I got angry, which is usually how everything happens for me. I get angry, and I was just like, no, we're gonna do a stop the violence rally right here. I went in the store. I said, listen, can I come in? Can I do something out in front of your store? He was like, yeah, I see you all the time, sure. And within a week, just by word of mouth, we had about 30 people show up. Most of them were directly in our neighborhood, directly affected by this young man being murdered. And it wasn't big. It wasn't nothing big like that. Nothing. It was very small, intimate thing. But there was a lot of community people there speaking. And from there, I didn't really have. My mother had just passed at the time too, so it was just like But now I'm just like Then when the situation happened with the little girl, Taylor, I had already said I was already upset, and then that happened, and then I'm from DC. I'm from PGDC area, Charles County, and there was another young little girl, 10 years old, got shot. like within the same time period, and I was just like, you know what, no, nope, we need to do something. And when I it was just amazing. You know, a lot of the people just remember from the last stop, the little one that I did, they were like, oh yeah, we're down, whatever you need, you know.
Yeah,
it just
you
turned
do.
into this big thing.
I see her in action. I'm just like, I didn't know, you know, the story behind anything. That's why I always ask people, like, what is your motivation? What's your drive? I think that if you have that motivation, that drive, and I hear it sincerely, which I've heard it, you know, I know that it will go far. And what I mean by that, it's not even about going far, but that's how you're going to get people, because they see that you're genuine about it, you know. Sister Saving the City, I'm going to ask you too, but Sister Saving the City, did you all used to do like prayer?
Yes, Miss Catherine.
I remember doing that years ago. I mean, it was a while ago.
Yes, in 2014, Andre Cooper Nicholas was shot in Park Heights, and that was Miss Catherine's son. And she galvanized.
But you said 2014?
Yes.
So I remember doing stuff even before then.
She's been around since 2008.
Yeah.
He was also an activist. He was in very active in the community.
I remember doing that.
The prayer ritual, the large one where it was like 300 people came together and prayed on the corners of Park Heights, and that was after her son passed away in 2014. And as a visual to him, but also like, we have to stop this. And so that was the launch of Sister Saving the City as an organization. Like I said, she's been around since 2008, just being an activist or being present in the movement of anti-violence, and then Sister Saving the City was incorporated, and her board was built from that event in 2014.
Awesome! I'm trying to tell you, I need to meet Miss Catherine. That was actually my grandmother's name, so I know she's an amazing woman. So, what is your drive and your motivation behind, you know?
Behind everything that we do is my purpose. I can't help it.
Look at that.
You know, it's just what I'm put on the earth realm to do. And so I have children as well, age 7 through 18, and so, you know, it's important for me to feel like that they can go to a dance event, or they can go to an event anywhere in the city and be safe, and I won't get that phone call. And so it's not just about me and mine and how I raise mine, it's about the city and the young people as a whole. And then also about the fact that we've been in education for 20 years, say we, because myself, my sister, we've all been in this for a long time, between the school system and our own organizations, and we've lost youth to the city, you know. And so when I don't even watch the news anymore. One, I'm not gonna say the president's name,
even on Facebook,
you know. One, I don't watch because everything was the world seemed like it's crumbling, and it's not. And then also because when I turned the radio on and one of my young people, Ray Glasgow, was killed, and I saw his face come across and I broke down, and my husband had to hold me for 2 days straight. I just couldn't get it together. And you know, even though that was an after school program and we had him for, you know, a few years, it's just the fact that, you know, when you do this work every day, and then
when you're on the ground,
you know, you're on the ground, and you know, even Eugene was a young man who was involved with the incident with the robbery that happened out Parkville, you know, a few months ago. Even though he wasn't shot, but he was involved in something, and there's another young person who we saw every day and was a part of what we were doing, you know. And so those things, when you work with young people every day, it gets under your skin. Like, I have to do something, even though I'm there every day. I still have to do something more. You always want to give more, and so that's my motivation every day. And I don't think that I would be in a position to do the work if I wasn't capable of doing the work.
Well, I love the fact that, you know, even to know that, you know, being out there and doing the work, we know that even some things can still break us and still bother us. So not robots or anything. Even when I'm doing stuff, I'm just like, oh my gosh. Sometimes I have to literally, I put a post and I said, even the plug has to unplug sometimes to save energy. And I meant that from my heart, because when you pour into and you go to vigils and you go to, I just did a young man's memorial video today. I mean, I'm working. I went on my lunch break, dropped it off for the the viewing. It's going on now. That young man didn't even know him. But the fact that, sometimes you take it to heart, or sometimes you wear it on your shoulder of what could we have done,
right.
And even though, it's a harsh question sometimes, and sometimes you can be hard on yourself, but, that person stood out, that person stood out, one, just being in my district, second, on my birthday. So I had just posted, it was like midnight. I was like, all right, for my birthday, I don't want any shooting and no killing, right? And then like literally less than 5 minutes later, someone posted and said someone got shot on my street. And I got the call that like an hour or so, and they were just like, he didn't make it, And so I told the family basically, don't worry about anything. I will take care of everything, and I know how hard it is, but it is a wear and a tear. So you gotta find balance, and you gotta know that whatever you're doing, it is still affecting and still making a difference in the community. So long as you all know that, and I tell myself all the time, I'm like, look, Lord Jesus, help me. But it's nothing that I wouldn't, I don't see myself, like you just said, a purpose. I don't see myself, and I think we all at this table know that we have a purpose behind what's driving us, and I couldn't dare just sit there and not do it. Even being involved in the schools, which even being involved in school, my child is not even in the school system now, but it's not about mine. Right. It's about the others, our community, our village. So
I just got my husband into that mindset. He wasn't against me. He just wasn't coming out there with me.
Yeah.
And in recent months in the last year, he's been seeing.
Awesome.
Like he's tired of the kids coming to knock on my door, but that's what it was. Our house had become kind of a safe haven. When the kids in our neighborhood heard shooting, they knew they could come to my house, so they would come to my house. And eventually, he just got to, I'll take him home, and he jumped in, But when you start something like that, it's tough. My very first, and the real reason why I started any of this is a young man that got shot behind my house. His name was Franklin, I think that's what his name was. And he was on Beyond Scared Straight.
So I had I connected with his mother, and we did like a Boys and Men seminar. And this is for anyone. That's another thing that's coming up in August. We do a Boys and Men seminar, and we actually, the last seminar we had, we actually showed that episode.
Yeah, he got shot behind my house.
Yeah.
And my kids, we heard the whole thing. And it was the first time I ever realized how bad PTSD could affect a child. Especially a child.
You want to talk about that, Jimmy? Jimmy's like, yes.
Listen, that's my home.
I still got my own stuff to unpack.
I really started, because I couldn't understand why anytime my kids heard a loud noise that they were hitting the ground. And I didn't understand, and I started thinking about like maybe this is PTSD. And I really started doing some research, and there's a really nice medical article. I forgot the lady's name, but she's from Johns Hopkins. She did a study on PTSD in children, and long-term PTSD in children mimics ADHD.
Yes.
And wow. When you really look at our children that are being prescribed medicine, and you're like, how? I'm an ADHD
Let's
kid.
talk about that one.
I'm an ADHD kid. I was the kid that they misdiagnosed. I was the kid that they forgot to treat. I was the kid that they tried to let slide through the cracks. I spent 14 to 17 in youth facilities. You know what I'm saying? They told me that I wasn't going to be anything. I repeatedly remember one specific nurse used to tell me all the time, you ain't going to let us see 18. And she was in this facility that's supposed to help me. You know what I'm saying? But I had one good therapist. He was like, listen, you need to read this. He gave me my file. Wow. And I read it, and I was like, all right, some of this stuff I understand. I get it. But some of this stuff ain't right.
Yeah, it ain't me.
This is what they think about you. And they only spent like 30 minutes with me a month. You don't know me to make that type of assumption. But imagine how many kids in our city.
Now that should be a show right there, because that is so true.
I think a lot of what we're getting at like highlights how like bittersweet being one of the people that have the boots on the ground day in and day out, as opposed to someone that's like, I don't know, not shaded anybody, as opposed to someone who's at like a nonprofit managing the people who have their boots on the ground. Like there's just this frequent disconnection, and so like that combined with the secondhand and very real firsthand trauma of just being out there every single day, it can break us down. And I know I'm very lucky to have had people like Danielle in my life where when I'm broken down I can be like, and it's helpful. But on the other end of it, there's
I'm like, don't touch me, don't say nothing to me, give me a minute.
There's this blessing there where like the more you work out in the field, the more you're in a neighborhood and you can call it your own, even though you don't necessarily live there. You're just there every single day, and like people can count on you. You can't help but be accountable and consistent and driven. And that's what I think is so powerful, particularly about the youth leaders that we're going to be talking to, the ones that I had the blessing of working alongside for this summer, is that like they'll pull you right into it. You don't, if your heart is open, and when you're working with young people, they're already in charge. They know what they do, you know, and so you end up just following their lead. And we had, I'm sure if they're purely honest, that they have some stories about our weekly program where some days seem to go entirely off the rails, but like, or maybe they were tired of Mr. Jimmy asking them about their feelings. But at the end of the day, our program was like all just sitting down from the first day on, like, what y'all want to do? And if you work every day in a neighborhood or throughout many neighborhoods, as hard as I've had it and as much as I've been through, there is nothing more motivating than whether it's someone who just came home after 15 years away or a young person that like makes my trauma seem like a skinned knee, where I'm just like, oh, I'm so sorry that I ever thought for 1 second that I had it hard. It's almost like they're gripping reins that like you're carrying. And events like this, events that I bet every ceasefire event, but particularly the folks that are sitting at this table, like this is what I've been hearing the entire conversation. I think it's like underlying everyone's like purpose when you're asking that question, but like it is what's so exciting about what's happening on Thursday and Friday, is that there's folks involved from that neighborhood that like that's theirs. That's theirs.
Yeah, ownership. And I think when we talk about that, and when I'm hearing like the ownership or the investment, that's the same as, you know, when you clean up. You know, if you know that you take the time to clean up, you're not going to want anyone else to be littering, you know. And if you get people that can help, they're going to be like, look, I just cleaned up all the, you better. So it's still an investment, you know, you're investing in your own, and that's their community. So I love the fact that, you know, we talked about the youth and even with PTSD and ADHD, like all that's going on in Baltimore, sometimes I don't even look at the news either. Unfortunately, things come on Facebook popping up, right? So it's like always, it's like that's trauma, right? So but one of the things I do is like that balance. I just try my best. Like the last weekend, I may have posted something, but I didn't get on it. I didn't check. Even my birthday. Thank you, everyone that wished me a happy birthday. I read every 1,470. But there was so many messages, like I had to come off. But then when you're in it, then you might see something like 12 people shot over the weekend. You know, like I don't want to hear that. I don't want to see that. So, you know, it is very, it's very hard. So I peekaboo, and then I'm gonna, you know, so very, very hard to do. And just imagine, you know, some of the youth that not only, I mean, they're all on Instagram and everything. They see, they're exposed to everything, absolutely. On top of going to school, the things that they have to see, getting on buses, you know, all the stuff that we probably still try to, you know, kind of avoid. But they're seeing a lot. So one of the things that we're going to do, we're going to be bringing on our youth very shortly, because I would love to hear from them. Because it is about them. And I think most of us are doing things, yes, to make a difference in our community, but I believe that we all have the youth and the children in our minds. you know, and we're always trying to help, whether it's for our children or the children in the neighborhood or whatever, or just making a difference just so life can be different, you know. And that's a really good thing to actually see it. And I love what you said. You just said basically, you know, sometimes they're leading us. Yeah. If not most.
All the time they're leading.
Yeah, I was about to say if not most.
Sometimes we listen.
All the time.
Mm-hmm. Please make sure you listen to the youth.
Yeah, and stop talking to young people like you know better. It's a whole new world right now.
We don't know.
And where you can guide.
I'm not trying to talk like don't do this, do this, but like that stuff's nonsense.
One thing I always say to the parents that I have to deal with, because I not only deal with the kids on a one-on-one. I've had some parents walk up on me, and I've had to, tell them, listen. That's right. Your child, but what you need to understand that that's already a person,
right?
And we need to stop looking at our kids as like, oh, that's just my child. That's just my child. No. We need to start looking at these kids as if they are people, because what you invest in them right now is the person that they will be.
Yes.
So if you're not investing trust in them, if you're not investing communication in them, I had to explain to a little girl the other day about embarrassment. She didn't even know what it was. We have to teach our children to process their emotions. We can't keep yelling and fussing and screaming at them and thinking that they're going to, because I'm going to tell you, I'm the product. You understand? I'm the product.
We are. Yeah.
My mama yelled at me.
Yeah, she did.
My mama beat me.
My auntie did too.
I ain't gonna tell you.
I ain't gonna say what I'm saying. So you can't, you got, every child is different, but you gotta understand that they're people.
Right.
Those are people. They're not just your child. That is you are raising the next generation of adults.
Right.
What you place in them now is what the adult you're gonna get.
Right. Very, very true. Very true.
Yes.
I'm going to probably just put the number out again if anyone needed to call. The phone number is 404-436-1277. Like I said, there's a lot of great things going on, and I think we're hitting not only the purpose for the events, but the underlying and what's needed. I think showing the hope and the peace in our streets, ongoing.
Yes.
And maybe that's your connection. You've made that connection with that person now. What are we going to do after we've connected? Because I want to not make noise, but make music.
Right.
Meaning, I've connected with you. It wasn't just for a show or camera or anything else. It wasn't for a particular weekend. Yes, they may have brought us together, but now what are we going to do with it? You said you have a purpose, right? Absolutely. And I think that every time we meet, each of us have a purpose of why we've met. Stand up, Baltimore. This is Jimmy. There's a purpose. I've never met Jimmy, so I'm giving him a hard time. But there's a purpose why, and I'm always the type of person that once you've met with me, I mean, even if it comes back another year or 6 months or next week, like, we're gonna connect and we're gonna work together, and that's how we're gonna work.
Thank you to you.
Yes,
because I don't remember how.
I was actually trying to figure out, like, when did we meet?
I don't remember how I got in contact with you.
I don't remember.
I was the family I was helping. I don't remember. But like from day one, even though you were like running your campaign.
Oh my gosh.
I've had some experiences with campaigners.
Oh, yeah, so she told me her story. Yes, I love it.
I was like, I'm gonna talk to her after the election.
Yeah.
I support, but then she caught me with so much. Like, I was just watching. I was like, this ain't no just regular election stuff. She's doing. This is some regular stuff. Right. So when I was like, you know what? I think Angie just and ever since then she done had my back. She hit me up. As soon as the election was over, she hit me up. I want
that she did.
Yeah.
I was like, okay.
Now understand that time, and oh Lord, I have been all over the place, but I always tell people, I just thank people in advance for that patience. Some may not understand campaigning is a lot, and I don't even think I fully went into it.
I don't think you know.
We're still doing the same thing.
Right.
So it was amazing. So it was an amazing experience, but a very hard time trying to juggle. So it's kind of like I filed and I'm campaigning, right? But then it's like I've already made these connections through Restoring the Village, and now people are like, you ain't gonna just leave me. And And I was like, I'm just gonna take a break, take a leave. You ain't gonna leave me. So you know, and like I said, I'm getting just your words, you know, just accountability. And once we've held accountability, I didn't want to show you that I was only doing it for a vote. You know, this is a long term, you know, and so I can't promise you that I can do every little thing, but you know, one person. But when I get a staff, but know that your heart is there and that mind is there, and whatever we can do. And sometimes we can get frustrated, but you know, just know that. So thank you, but you know, just know that we're in this together, right?
And speaking, just to be. I mean, then I'd feel weird saying that these aren't my words. I think that this is an opportunity to like establish something that's like really important to me, and it's like recognizing that what we're doing right here is part of like a really long tradition, one that should be revered as much as it's protected. And the words that I'm sharing now are as much stuff that I was taught by my mentors.
Absolutely. Mentors are so
and
important.
Stuff that was taught by their mentors, and specifically within the grassroots community, specifically within such a small city. Like,
and Baltimore is so unique.
Making sure that sentiment is prominent when it's important to me.
Okay.
Shout out my mentor Malik Jordan of the Jordan Group.
So yes, this is what we're going to do. We're going to be soon wrapping this up. We're going to bring the youth on for a few minutes, just to kind of give their intake on, you know, their outlook on things and the walk. What I want you to do is kind of, if you want to do like a little outro, but also let people know, and if any shout outs in any organization that are part of it, you can do that too. Also ways that people can contact you. So we're gonna put that out. So these are the organizers. Again, organizer for the first annual Park Heights Peace March and Block Party. We have two organizers, sorry, Jimmy and Danelle, just two of many. And we also have the York Road Peace Walk Healing Fair organizer, Miss T, and she has a lot of organizations that she's going to be shouting out. And when we finish that, we're going to be bringing our youth on, and again, just letting them speak. I love that, you know, we cannot talk about what they need. They know what they need. So we're gonna let them you know, guide us in this process, as well as send us out. So they're going to be getting ready, but we're going to let Jimmy put information out about how to contact. What is if you even have some upcoming events, let us know about that as well. Well,
first, shout out not just the young leaders that are about to speak, but everyone that was a part of the program and a part of Baltimore Freedom School. Just because they couldn't be here doesn't mean that they're not. Okay. Their hearts right in the
shout
middle
out.
Everyone with Stand Up Baltimore, Chase, Kimberly LeGree, Big Sister, Sabrina, I miss you, Sabrina, Tisa, my mom, my partner, but more importantly, the city itself, and Ceasefire Weekend. I think that it's within a tradition that should be recognized as important, more than important, but like revolutionary. So the basketball tournament, $2 million tournament that was in New York 2 years ago, got brought down to here after the block party, that if you're close you can come to, but if you're not close, there's events happening everywhere.
So what you said is a tournament?
So over at Morgan State.
Okay, near me in our district.
Come through.
What time is that?
Starts at 9.
9? Okay.
Friday is the finals. Thursday night is semifinals. There will be a presentation to kick off Ceasefire Weekend. That organizing squad will be there. And last but not least, shout out to the organizing squad.
Yes, the squad. Ceasefire squad.
All right.
Yeah, awesome.
Go ahead, your turn.
What's going on?
Ways that they can contact you if there's anyone that you wanted to put out.
I want to shout out first Baltimore PD, because they were the very, very Major Gibson.
I was about to say Major Gibson is awesome. Let's put him out there.
He was the first person I hit with the idea. I seen him on the side of the street, pulled over, jumped out and had a conversation. The next thing I know, I had
Major Gibson is nice.
Major Gibson is awesome.
Northern District.
Northern District, Northern United, Northern District United, Baltimore Ceasefire. Also, Loyola and the York Road Partnership are also sponsoring the event. The Food Justice Program, Be a Chef for a Day, Strong City Baltimore, the Pro Bono Counseling Clinic. If you don't make it to the event, please go see the Pro Bono Counseling Clinic. They do free therapy for the community, and nobody really knows about them. So please, if you can't make it there, please go see the Pro Bono Counseling Clinic. Go on a website, go on Facebook, whatever. Community mediation is going to be there. Roberta's House, which is an awesome place. I sent a lot of families there for grief counseling. Let me see. The CARES program is sponsored by Get.
Oh, thank you. Okay.
And the Gobens Branch Library are also going to be there. You can find me at everywhere. Just
everywhere.
I'm on Instagram. I'm on, but no, I'm not. I have a page.
Let me tell you.
No, same.
No, I'm not.
I need somebody to help me with my Instagram.
I'm on there, but I'm not on there.
Yeah, I have to learn.
Follow me on Facebook, and you got me on there. It's Stan Hardy. I doubt you'll remember.
I was gonna say maybe I'll just tag. Are you on Facebook, Jimmy?
No, just it's only every day. Only to share either events that other people are doing. I'm not.
I was gonna tag you in this video, but now we'll do it.
Definitely, you can find me on Facebook. I have 2 pages. One is See a Need, Fill a Need. That is not a 501(c), but it is my community organization. We do a hat and glove drive at the end of the year to donate all of those hats and gloves. Sets go to the school. I have a indefinitely running feminine care product drive. We donate those products back to shelters, back to or we pass them out. Whatever.
Incredible. That's incredible.
Look at y'all.
I do the Bring 25 challenge. I'm probably going to do one after school starts. The Bring 25 challenge is nothing but I challenge everybody to bring $25 and meet me at the grocery store. You know, and whatever we buy, whatever we got, we're going to buy it up. And we're going to take it to my sister's house. I'm actually looking for another location to do these.
Well, I have something in my car. Would you take that?
Sure.
Yeah, it's like some.
Trust me, I have clothes in my car.
I had something, but I never got to it.
I have stopped on many occasions just to stop.
I have to work on my life. My intentions sometimes are there. So yeah, I'll send it to you.
But yeah, you can find me there. I have a page on Facebook. Like I said, I started my business, Village Mind. Village Mentality. I keep saying Village Minds because I created a program for the schools called Village Minds, and I'm still shopping it around. But Village Mentality LLC is one of my business, and it's, like I said, it's community outreach coordinating business. We work with families directly, but we also work with businesses to help them do outreach, community engagement, community events, so that they can become a part. I'm tired of this divide that we have.
Absolutely.
Your store's there, but you're never interacting with people. So that's what I do. So in that instance,
Sound like the restoring the village. Can you believe that she was shy in the beginning?
Yeah, I'm good now.
Yeah.
I always bring that out on people. And Danelle.
You can find me. Yay. You can find me on Facebook. Danelle Austin Pender. Austin, my maiden name. And You can find me on there. Also, Sister Saving the City Facebook page and Instagram. Excellence and Ambition Facebook page and Instagram. You can come past to the center.
Please come through.
Where's the center?
We are located at 4236 Pimlico Road. 4236 Pimlico Road. And
you know I lived on Spalding.
Oh yeah.
I went to Pimlico Elementary. All my memories coming back.
Right there.
I'm zone 15. I'm zone 15, y'all.
We have a facility for youth age 13 to 21. We just provide a safe space for them to be able to do whatever it is that they want to do. Like if they wanted to have a dance team, then let's start a dance team. If they want to, have STEAM, which we have full blast STEAM program. Shout out to Muhammad and Rob, y'all are great. And they do robotics and drones and computer coding. We have a new urban farm.
Y'all already gonna link.
We have a new urban farming.
I have a bunch of kids right now that I'm trying to figure out what to do with them.
Yes, bring them on over. We actually have 10 slots through to the 10th, and then we'll be open for the school after school on September the 4th.
Yeah, we need to link up ASAP because I will bring them kids straight there.
We need to do something at home.
Well, I'm trying to do something else.
Look, now we got the whole. We like, look, we got to do something home.
But it's a lot of people and a lot of red tape.
We're getting ready to,
Listen, I don't do red tape. Whenever somebody tells me, and I've heard no a lot.
Yeah.
When they tell me no.
So we're gonna talk offline and see how we can do it.
Whatever I can do. Like I said, that's my neighborhood too. I work and I work and live.
So we'll make a way to support one another. What I'm gonna do is to take a short commercial break. I'm gonna bring in the youth, probably about 10-15 minutes or so. I don't know my time right now, but I just want to have them come on just to talk briefly. They have their own radio station, so they're gonna be talking about that too. So we're gonna ready to take a break, and we'll be right back shortly. Okay. Wait a minute. Hold on.
Should we do like an 80s high five?
Okay. Hey everyone, so we just did a switcheroo. So probably about 5 more minutes. I just want to bring on the youth that were here talking about the first annual Park Heights Peace March and Block Party. The fact that I knew that it was youth led, I wanted to make sure that you all had a voice in this as well. Could you let us know why did you want to do this, be a part of this march?
Well, when we first,
and I'm sorry, if you want to introduce your names real quick, you can.
My name is Shanice.
Okay.
I'm Amira.
I'm Kamaya.
I'm Jada.
Okay. All right. So you're the spokesperson.
Well, when I was first introduced to the that we were doing a march with Sisters Saving the City, I thought it was really good for our community because it's a lot of things going on, a lot of difficult times, I guess, with everybody being killed and everything, shootings and stuff. So I thought it would be something just good for our community. So I wanted to participate in as much as I could.
Awesome. Awesome. Now, what about you? What is your role in it, or what have you put into it?
Basically, what I have put into the
since I heard you fled.
Yes. So basically, we was basically what was we doing? We was basically trying to stop the violence, basically to do the peace so that we could. I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
Okay. So we did it so that we could stop violence and stuff like that, and make people be more like. I want to understand, aware of what's going on, and since due to the fact that we're youth and stuff like that, and we're the one that's running it, it's affecting us more than it's affecting them because we're the ones that have to grow up in it and stuff like that. So us doing it was able to give everybody a different change of mind on everything.
Yes. I love that. Anyone else have something to say? Okay.
Well, basically, why I wanted to participate or whatever?
Well, participate in your role, or you could tell me something about what's going on.
Basically, the role I played, I wasn't really so much into preparing the event. I'm one of the dancers.
Oh, okay.
So I was kind of, I guess you could say, the coach or whatever. So I put I made the dance.
So there's a dance for this. All right.
Yeah. So basically we were going to be performing at it, and I basically was just organizing it, make sure everybody had their choreography and.
So that's why you was dancing in the corner. I love it. All right, so here we have the coach, dancer, and your role.
Basically, I just bring youth together, my friends and all that. I dance too, but I wasn't there, But I know what's going on and about the parade and stuff, and I'm just trying to get people together to come and either dance with us or be there and march with us to stop the violence.
So what time does the march start?
The breakfast is at 10:30, and then the march doesn't. The march is from, I believe, 10:30 to 12, and then the block party is from 12 to 3, I believe.
Okay.
I don't know. March is not from 10:30 because 10:30 is the breakfast time. 10:30 is the breakfast time. It's going to be there for 30 minutes.
Okay. So we'll make sure that we post it. 11:03. So we'll make sure we post that flyer. I'm hoping that anyone that is in the area, the Park Heights area, come on out and support our youth. We have a dancer, coach, organizers, and everyone else here. It's youth led, and I love that fact that they're a part of it. And how many youth are involved in it, really quickly?
It was about.
It's about 25. Awesome. So everybody will be there. I'm gonna try my best, but if not, I'm definitely gonna push it out for you all. I want to thank y'all for coming on the show. And does anyone I heard anyone had a radio show?
Us right here.
You do? Yeah. What's the name of it?
Hard Body Radio.
And what do you talk about? Just anything?
Yeah.
Or? Okay, so you bring on the youth or just anyone?
Come to mind. Yeah, we bring in youth, people who are musicians and stuff, and give them a chance to get a platform for their music or whatever and stuff like that.
Awesome. All right, so I want to thank y'all for coming on the show. I want to thank y'all for doing all of the positive things y'all can do, dancing, radio show, organizing, whatever it is, and also making awareness. I like that keyword of making awareness to the youth. We always want to make sure that us as adults, we always want to make sure that we emphasize and keep you all in the mix of it. So thank you all for being so great and coming on the show.
Thank you.
All right. I want to thank everybody for tuning in for the Restoring the Village project show. We can tune in every Tuesday at 6:15, and we will have more people that's going to be coming on next week. I want to thank everyone that came on, even our organizers as well as our guests out that were here. So thank you all, and I'll see y'all next Tuesday.
See you next Tuesday.
See ya.
Stand up.
Not yet.
Yeah.